Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Cross Studios here, and I am here with a promised video to my fans. This is an updated LEGO Ninjago MOC that I've been talking about recently that I did redo and make some changes on for the better and to try and improve my past Ninjago MOCs. And today we have Garmadon's Mech. Now, if you guys remember this MOC, this is actually one of my earlier Ninjago MOCs that I made. And with some things that have come in sets and just design aspects that we've been working on, we were able to improve this model by a lot and make some changes on it that we thought were definitely needed and thought looked really cool. So we'll start off with the characters we'd include with this set first, and then we'll move into the actual model. So the characters I included with the set would pretty much be a little bit of an expansion from the last set. I decided to include two more little Stone Warrior guys right here. They're just very simple archer minifigures. I included 3 ninjas with the set. You can see all of them have their blades, except Lloyd has a ninja sword. You can see what they look like. Very simple. Not really going to go into the details because you guys already know about these figures. Then we also have Kozu and Garmadon in the set. Garmadon obviously would be in the forearm mech, and then Kozu would probably be on the ground battling versus the ninjas. So that's pretty much it for the minifigures. So let's get into the actual MOC. So here is Garmadon's new and improved forearm mech. As you can see, the feet have definitely changed, the legs have changed. Those are 2 of the biggest changes we made. We also changed a few small things on the hands, such as how the sword is being held on the actual mech. The middle portion has pretty much stayed the same. Nothing has changed much on there. And then moving up to the head is also another drastic change made, which is from the actual LEGO brick-built minifigure Stone Warrior. If you guys remember that, we ended up putting that on the top of this mech and thought it looked really cool. So we'll start off with the legs and feet. So this model does not particularly stand very well on glass, since the bottom of the feet are just made out of these, and it's kind of a heavy model, so it kind of slides around and the legs want to give out when it's on this type of surface, so I'm going to handle it pretty gently when I'm looking at it. But you can see we used a different technique when it came to the feet. We actually put these little jointed pieces right here and made it so they can swivel around like they did on, I think, a Spider-Man mech. They did that on to make it have more flexibility with the legs so you can put it in more positions. We also made it so the legs can bend now. You can see there's actually joints in the middle of these legs so they can bend and run or do whatever you want with them. So I thought that was a pretty big improvement with these legs. You can see there's still a lot of detail on them like before, but I think every change that we made with this model was pretty much for the better. You can see on the back, it's a very simple design. There's not really too much on the back. I think it gets the job done, obviously. It just holds the model together is what pretty much the point of that was. You can see the back of the feet. We also have a few smaller details, but for the most part, most of the changes we made to the back and the front of these legs was just very structural to make sure that it could actually stand a lot easier and to make it have a lot more flexibility and posing. So this middle section with the 2 lower arms hasn't really changed too much since the original model, but you can see the detail on it. We have, this is actually a playability feature, I'll show you that in a minute, but you can see Garmadon fits in there nice and snug. You can just basically pull out this circular plate piece, take it out, and put him on and make him hold the handlebars. That's a very simple feature, but it definitely does work. You can see how we have the arms connected by ball joints. We have some details on the arms, like lights and things like that. For the actual hands, we have these little connector pieces right here that just move around so you can grab minifigures. For example, if I want to take Lloyd and have Garmadon capture him, you can basically just put him in his fingers right there, and you can capture him pretty much. You can see how he just kind of sits in the hand. Like I said, if you got to take a little more time, obviously, to put them in, but they do fit in the hands. You can see the other hand is the same thing, opposable fingers and things like that. And on the back of it right here is where the playability feature comes in, and there's actually a bit of detail on the back. You can see those little red dots were actually spring-loaded shooters. These are actually in the original as well. Those kind of shoot out the front. They weren't really in the show, but I thought they would be a good feature then and now. I think it works really well. You can see the detail on the back of the mech has some lights and things like that, some pieces wrapping around just for detail. So now we'll move on to the upper section of this mech. So one of the bigger changes that came with this mech was the head and the actual hand that holds the sword. So you can see the head is actually from a set like I described before. You can still move it around, have it look around, do whatever you want to. You can see it just moves around a little bit like that. But I think it looks really cool with this head added to it. It really completes the mech. And I remember when this set came out, adding this thing to it just felt so satisfying because it felt like it belonged on it, because it's literally like the exact size that it needed to be to go on this mech. It's like that head was made for this mech. So it felt really satisfying. We got a few spike details still. We got arm details on the top 2 arms because there are 4 arms on this mech. And we also have the sword pieces on the side. Now, the part I was talking about with the sword change comes in the fact that it's not just kind of loosely sitting in his hand anymore. We actually have a ball joint holding onto it. So you can see how it kind of goes like that. We made it really easy for him to just hold on to the sword. So it looks like he's holding onto it while it's actually being held at the bottom. I thought that feature was, or not really feature, but added durability to the set, really helped it, and having him swing around that sword is a lot easier than before. But moving on to the back, like I said, this is a Lego designed helmet, so the helmet is not custom, but it is from a set, but it fit really well with this set. And you can see we have some angled pieces going up to the top, and you can see kind of just what the hand details and how we built everything. Like I said, ball joints holding these arms together, but I think overall the mech turned out a lot better than before. And it's just something that I'm really proud of and how it turned out. So let's go into our conclusion. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this MOC. We have one more updated MOC coming on the way, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy that one. It's a definite improvement to one of our old MOCs, and I think you guys will really enjoy that one. So this is kind of like the prelude to that one. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming out very soon. But thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe.